What is up, everyone? This is Coach Austin here coming to you with Hyper Strength and Conditioning with your Nerdout and Workout podcast, where we nerd out, workout, and podcast. And today I am joined by Don Tran, co-founder of Underwater Torpedo League and Deep End Fitness, and a Marine Raider. Hello, Don. Welcome.
What's up, brother? How you doing today?
I am doing well. I'm doing well because you're here and you're ready to bestow knowledge upon what you've been doing since the last time we met. Just a note to everyone who's listening, the last time we met, he was motivating me to finish the last round of our RFT certs. As I was dying, he's like, come on, man. I'm like, I can't let this guy down. This guy's so badass.
Thanks, dude.
But it was fun. It was fun times. But yeah, Don, so Underwater Torpedo League and Deep End Fitness, could you explain our listeners a little bit about what you're doing? Because it's very exciting.
Sure. So, first off, hi, nice to meet you guys. And a little segue into it is when we were doing that RFT program, after the first day, I went back to my car and I had to sit in it for like 30 minutes. I'm not even lying. Like, my legs were cramping up so bad, and I didn't want to show anybody, but I was walking to my car. Halfway to the car, I was pulling a cramp, and I was like, oh, just walk it out. Just walk it out. Get to the car. You can sit in the car.
Show no pain. Show no pain. Once you close the door, bro.
Insane. That was insane. It was all body weight, which was like crazy to me. But
was it one of your hard, like on one of the most hardest things you've ever done? Where does it fall on? Top 5, top 3, top 10?
Oh, I don't know.
You're like, oh,
probably not that hard if you think.
Top 100.
Yeah, it's in there for sure.
Okay. Yeah, well, that makes me feel better.
It was difficult. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But yeah, sorry. So let's go. Sorry, I just had to say that point.
No, it's good. I almost died. So
everybody did. I talked to everybody about it. Even Adam. Adam from Strong Coffee.
Yeah.
That crushed me too, and we talk about it all the time. We're like, dude, that was an insane program.
And then doing it again Sunday morning.
Yeah, and then doing it the next day. That's right.
The jog killed me. Remember when they made us jog, and I'm like, really? Yeah. Like, okay. I love the mobility part. They're like, all right, go jog. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, going to Deep End Fitness and the Underwater Torpedo League. So Deep End Fitness is a fitness program where we really focus a lot on breath, staying calm when it matters. So that's in the water or outside, and really controlling your breath to maximize the performance that you have going into something. So it could be whether you're working out, it could be in the office, or when you're stressed out, or really before you go into a stressful situation. So we have a lot of cops, firefighters, really kind of train that mindset to, hey, if I max it out during my training all the time to hit that kind of anxiety, hit that fight or flight symptom or fight or flight signal in our head, if we hit that all the time, like, hey, I'm more susceptible to understanding what that is, what that feels like, and I can really push into the fight instead of flight and leave the situation. So that's how it kind of got started. But we really started when we were in the military. So it was my business partner and I, Prime Hall, and me. We met in Special Operations Selection for the Marine Corps. And then after that, we finished selection. We had some time, like 9 months, my bad. 9 months from March till November until we picked up our school seat to actually go to the school. So I had an opportunity to either go on deployment with the unit I was with, and which we were about to go on to what we call a Westpac. So it's just jumping on a Navy ship and then hitting like Hawaii, the Philippines, Thailand, and a few other ports, Australia and stuff like that, and do some training missions. So I was like, I don't want to do no training missions, I want to do the real thing. So I was like, hey, Prime was like, hey, he was already working at the pool as a water survival instructor. So he's like, hey, why don't you come over here and work at the pool with me? We get trained together and then get ready and go to the Special Operations School together. We call it ITC, which stands for the Individual Training Course.
Oh, nice.
So we had like a whole bunch of time to train at the pool. So he was the one that got me ready for water survival instructor and really stressed me out to the max. Like I just met this guy that was my friend. Then he's like trying to drown me every day.
Shit, dude.
But then I go to the water survival course and then I make it. But when we got back from that, I was like, man, this is not the way that I want to learn anything. And in the military, it's like they really put you in a situation to sink or swim. And literally. So they just kind of stress you out to the max and like make you do more stuff. And I was like, man, this is not the way to do it. So we were like, hey, maybe if we thought about it and we was methodical and remained calm as much as possible, even in the stressful situations, like that would really help you out. And then I think it was like a year and a half prior to that, I was in this huge seminar thing when I was at squad leaders course. It's like a course to get you ready to be a leader of the infantry guys and stuff like that. Because I did 4 years in the infantry before I went over to special operations.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it was a briefing from this guy named Lieutenant Colonel Grossman at the time. I think he's like a colonel or something now. But he was a psychologist in the Army that wrote 2 books. One was called On Combat and On Killing. And he was like, if you could take anything away from this seminar, it was box breathing. Just a breathing pattern that really allowed you to really slow your symptomatic like nervous system down to really think about the process. So if you think about it, like breathing and blinking is the only 2 things that you do that happens automatically that you can control. But breathing and breath and air really affects everything from all your functions in your bodies to every system to the way you think, really. So he was like, hey, if you could take anything away from this, know or learn how to box breathe before you go into a firefight or into a dangerous situation. And it's a simple breathing method where you go 4-second inhale through your nose, 4-second hold up top, 4-second exhale through your mouth, and then 4-second hold on the bottom. So it creates like a box. 4, 4, 4, 4.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what it does is it allows you to really slow everything down, because your body would naturally get anxious to naturally increase its cortisol levels, increase its stress levels, right? And that in turn just makes your body go haywire. That's what puts you in that fight or flight. Like, and really when you force yourself to breathe that way, instead of like if you shallow chest breathe all the time, like sometimes you see UFC fighters on the side of the ring like that, they're just like,
yeah,
that's really promoting way more anxiety and stress. But if you take slow diaphragmatic breaths, pulling that stomach all the way down and taking those nice diaphragmatic breaths, calming breaths, it really promotes calmness and creativity. So that's what we want all the time, right? So that's what sparked it for me. I was like, dude, why can't I use these breathing drills when I'm in the pool? I was like, oh, well, then we started implementing those breathing drills. And then we were working at the pools. It was just like a Marine Corps pool at Camp Pendleton in Southern California. And we pretty much had like a jailhouse weight set up outside. So like all rusty ass weights outside, and we just put them on the side of the pool, and we would do like CrossFit style workouts and then jump in the pool. And that's how it kind of got started, trying to stay as calm as possible, increase our heart rate. So like we try to get above like 130 and then jump down and try to do like 25 meters underwater.
Holy shit.
Which is extremely hard, you know?
Yeah. And your heart rate's like up, and you're like, all right, go down.
Yeah, so that's burning
like,
all your oxygen. Yeah, the higher your heart rate is, the more oxygen you're burning. So
wow.
Yeah.
So you would do the box breathing after you do, let's say you're doing a Cindy or a Fran, and then after that you would do box breath and then jump into the pool?
Yeah, but box breathing, it's a great tool if you're calm or like kind of stressed out or like kind of breathing heavily, but not if you're like gasping for air. We noticed that.
Okay.
So there's other breathing methods that we use as well to kind of slow that down. Like you could do like a straw breath, which is like a 5-second inhale through your nose and then 10 seconds like you're breathing out of the straw.
So you guys were like battle testing this.
Yeah, like, we were trying whatever we could. Yeah.
So how was that process? You're like, oh, this doesn't work. Like, oh, this method doesn't work for this one. You're like, oh,
yeah.
shit.
I mean, it's just trial and error for everything, but we're having fun with it.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So fast forward into it, we went to the school and then we did a whole bunch of amphibious training there. And we were crushing the water portion of it. So we were doing fine. So they're really trying to teach all our teammates that portion. Then we graduated the school. And then we were still going to Afghanistan and Iraq at the time. So we didn't really use a lot of that training until we got switched back from Afghanistan and Iraq to like the Pacific mission. So we started doing more boat stuff, more dive stuff. And that's when we really started using those teaching methods and training our teams as well. And I remember Prime telling me that he was on the dive team for his company. And he was training with some SEALs out in Guam, and they were playing the Underwater Torpedo game. Oh man, I forgot it sucked. Okay, so we played the Underwater Torpedo game in the military and doing that whole process as well. But at the time we were calling it underwater football, and there's like so many different versions of it throughout the military. Like SEALs play it, Navy divers play it, Marine Recon plays it, and they play with whether like weights, a 5-pound weight or whatever it is, you know. We used to play and we put a kettlebell down at the bottom of the deep end of the pool, and it was 15 feet, those pools. And we would play with the torpedo, and then whoever had the torpedo and could hold on to that 70-pound kettlebell for 3 seconds, you get a score. So dudes are just roughing you up underwater. So that's how the game kind of started. So
wow.
Yeah, fast forward, we trained, we did a few deployments to the Middle East and the Philippines and stuff, and then we got out. Prime got out in 2017, and I got in 2018. And then we were like, hey, we worked together really well, so we really need to start something together. So we explored a few different business ideas. Some of it was like security contracting down in Mexico, but of course that was not the case. With all that stuff, he has a lot of connections from his old school, anyways. So then we were like, hey, what do we both love doing? We're like, oh man, we love being in the water. We love this underwater football game. So we were like, all right, let's see what we can do. We were both in school at the time. He was going to his USC MBA program at the time, and then I started my school program at Chapman, which is like a little private university in Orange County. But yeah, so that's how we kind of got started. And then we originally called it Underwater Football League, and then people were like, what? It doesn't have to do anything with a football. Like, where's the correlation here? Yeah. So then we had to rechange the name, and then rechange the whole company, and that's how we kind of got Underwater Torpedo League. We kind of got started there. Yeah. So then we started in end of 2017, and then Prime had some advisors at USC that was like on the Olympic committee. They were like, hey, if you can get 2 teams and kind of proof the process or the concept with 2 teams, then you guys will maybe be successful, or else it's just a dumbass idea.
Oh,
I mean, it's true though, because most people fail in the first years. Yeah. So we put 2 teams together, one in San Clemente and one in Oceanside, California, and then we kind of played the game, and that's how it kind of got started. So the game is 5-on-5. You can only play it underwater, and if you can imagine a water polo game, shrink down the net size, and then put it underwater, and then throwing a torpedo around, pretty much. So
I've seen your videos, bro. It looks intense. I didn't know there was like underwater grappling until I saw it when you were explaining it. I was like, you're grappling in there? I was like, holy shit. Like some guy, I don't know if I was just seeing things, but I saw some guy trying to pull a triangle real quick, and I was like,
no. So when we first started out, it was like a free-for-all. It was like whatever you could do, and then we started training all these MMA fighters.
Yeah.
They were putting like real arm bars and like cranking it. And underwater, like when you're cranking an arm bar underwater, like you don't have to put that much force, you know? And so it's like messing people up. So like, all right, no arm bars, no single limb submissions. But there was never any choking. So no punching, no kicking, no scratching, no ripping goggles.
No ripping goggles. Oh yeah, that would, yeah.
But it started with ripping goggles. So people were ripping goggles in the beginning, but yeah, we had to change it. So now it's super safe.
I love it though. Yeah, leave it up to the MMA guys to just figure out a way to win.
Right. Right, for sure. It was actually MMA chicks.
Oh no, dude, trust me. Yeah, I trained a lot of like fighters, and because I trained at a kickboxing gym and fighting and the smokers and the tournaments, and it's always the females were very fierce.
Yes.
Like guy fights, all right, yeah, knockout, whatever. Women fights, it's like Goku and Vegeta. It's like, dude, I'm like, how do you guys are crazy. Like the stamina for 4 or 5 rounds, still at it. And I'm like, I'm not messing with you. No, that's cool though, man. So you guys adjusted it. You guys are basically in the process of making this thing. It's just cool that you guys are in the process of trial and error, and it's like, okay, no eye gouging, no ripping. It's like going from like an actual gladiator type event to actually you're making it more polished now.
Yeah, I think we're at like a 95% solution for everything right now, for all the rules and everything like that. So it kind of took us the whole process for like 2 years to get here, for sure.
So I wanted to touch on, you guys were mentioning you were building teams. So you started with 2 teams.
Yes.
So now you're building more teams. Where did the 2 teams originally start?
It it was in Oceanside and San Clemente. So it's
Oh,
like
okay.
in South Orange County, North
Mhm.
San Diego County area.
So San Diego and LA eventually. You got
Yeah.
you.
Well, now we have, right before COVID, we had a team in LA, so in Santa Monica, one in Irvine, California, so that's in the middle of Orange County, one in Oceanside, one in San Clemente, one in La Jolla.
That's all SoCal.
Yeah, it's also SoCal right now.
What if I wanted to start one in the Bay Area, NorCal?
We're actually trying to come up there and start one.
Dude.
So we went up there in October of last year to kind of scout the pools. We went to San Francisco, which is a bad idea because all the pools there are not
No.
deep enough. Yeah,
I got access to a pool.
you do?
Yeah,
Not
the
your
highest.
apartment pool that your
No, no,
wife
no, no,
wanted.
no, no. That'd be a nice stupid dad joke. But no, not the apartment pool. I can talk to the AD, but I coach football for Evergreen Valley High School, and I also
Dude,
do their strength
good.
and conditioning.
Let's make it happen.
And I just got the key to the football field, but also unlocks it's basically a key that unlocks a lot of athletic things. And
Yeah.
then I nonchalantly asked because as I was watching what you guys were doing, I kind of see where you guys were going. So that same day, I went to practice. I went to Coach Resendez. Hey, does my key open the pool? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, if I wanted to take a few people I know and kind of do some workouts, could I do that? And he goes, well, are you a lifeguard? And I'm like, I can be. And he goes, well, if you have someone who's a lifeguard, yeah, you just go in and reserve it and tell the AD and you'll be good. And I'm like, and that's why I reached out to you. I was like, hey, I was wondering.
Yeah, let's do
But
it.
yeah, if you want, I can. What's up?
What city?
San Jose.
San Jose. Let's
But
do it.
we could do what 49ers do. They're in Santa Clara, but calls to San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you know people here who are interested? Because I know some people.
So many people that are interested up there. And the more we get out, the more people that hit us up and keep asking us to come to their city. So the Bay Area was definitely next on the list. But so we've been out to Las Vegas. We trained a whole bunch of instructors out there. We were working with some of the coaches at the UFC Performance Institute. Of course, our MMA fighters hooked us up with the connection for that. So some of those guys are our instructors. But we're trying to head out there first. I think Las Vegas is going to be the first place that we set up outside. So we went out to Miami and kind of launched it out there, but they're on complete lockdown right now. We have 4 coaches instructors out in Miami. We have 6 in Las Vegas, 6 in Hawaii. Hawaii's insane because they have everything's so close knit and everything's structured around jiu-jitsu and surfing.
Dude, that's where you're gonna get your grades, man. In Hawaii,
that's where we need to go.
Hawaii and Guam are just making a rivalry.
Yeah.
No, Hawaii,
Hawaii would be crazy. Yeah. So we went out there, trained some surfers, and then Alima McFarland. She's one of our MMA fighters, but she's from Hawaii, so she has a huge connection. Just opened everything up for us. It was amazing. We went out there to watch her fight in December. And then we went out there and do a whole instructor kind of training out there too. So yeah, we're really trying to launch it, man, as much as we can. We'll go up to the Bay, do a demo at your pool, and then see what kind of demand signal there is, and then we'll set it up and we'll run it. Let's do it.
Dude, that's what I'm down. I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Demo at Evergreen. I'll hit up because everyone's kind of on lockdown, but I'm always thinking ahead. And I'm like,
should be clearing up soon, right? Because Orange County and San Diego it's 5 days ago, 6 days ago, where they just got the green light to start opening things up.
I hope.
So 14 days from when they authorized it. So should be another 10 days before people start opening things up.
I hope, man. We're on fire right now. So
yeah, true.
I thought I was it's not that bad. I'll go outside. I'm like, it's fucked. I was like, I can't even run outside. I'm like, but yeah, no, to your point, I hope to, it'll clear up. But yeah, Evergreen's a nice area. It's in San Jose, and their facilities are really nice. And that's why, and their pool should be deep enough. And if you don't have access to that, I have access. I know I have access to the other pool, but there's also Independence High School that they have an Olympic size pool, straight up.
Do they have a diving board?
They do. It's full on.
They have a diving board. It's gonna be deep enough.
Oh, okay. Sure. Well, the one that looks like a building, they have those. in
Oh,
Independence.
towers? Yeah.
Yeah, they have the towers at Indy. So if it doesn't work out at Evergreen, I know the 80 at Indy. It's
Okay.
just, yeah, I don't know. Water is not my friend. So I never thought of it, but I don't know. Like when I watch your stuff, I was like, I really want to try this. Like I really do. It's like one of those things where I'm like in my 30s and I'm like, I want to do something different other than banging and banging weights and like playing football the damn time.
Right.
But yeah, so you also mentioned you're trying to start a team in Australia.
Yes. So when I was in the military, I pretty much lived in Australia for almost a year with the two commandos out there. Amazing guys, jacked, huge. But yeah, so they came out here when we were doing that demo in Vegas with the UFC dudes for a bachelor party. So I was like, hey, you guys come out, hang out, and check it out and see if you guys like it. Because we always talk about it. They're like, oh, so they saw me start the program when I got out of the military. They're like, dude, this is crazy. Send me some programs. So I sent them some programs. And then they came out and they're straight up off the strip with like their Fat Tuesday things, dude. What? Jump in the pool and crush the workout, and then we started playing UTL for a little bit, and they crushed.
No way.
And then one of their senior guys were like, dude, we need to bring this to Australia. Like we have the pool access, and I train at the pool over there, of course. And Sydney's a perfect place, dude. They're just as crazy as fitness as California is, so it's a huge spot. They're right by the water. They have amazing outdoor pools that take water from the ocean.
What?
Yeah. Look
Dude,
it up.
that's nice.
In Bondi Beach, it's like the waves comes in and it fills up the pool, and they heat the pools the water that's in there during the winter time. It's crazy.
Wow. That's like, man,
yeah.
You're finding all these places that are just designed for your sport. It's great.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're trying to start something out there, but they're okay now in Australia, but we're not. So we can't even fly there. So we're going to focus on the United States first.
Yeah.
And then get out there, because I didn't realize this when we started advertising and started looking into it. I was like, dude, getting a business license in Australia, like you have to be really set up over here first. It costs a lot of money. But yeah, we're going to go over there and train some people and then let them start the program on their own and then kind of work that franchise or whatever it is from that way. But right now we're just going to focus on
America. Yeah. But it's true though. I mean, you got to set your foundations and you're already starting it slowly but surely. And I have to ask, like, what does it take to play this sport? Can anyone just kind of, it's like soccer. Someone just gets a ball, jumps on the field and get going. What does it take to play this sport for any individual who wants to partake in Underwater Torpedo League?
Yeah. So first thing would be water confidence, right? So you need to be able to swim, be able to understand that water is your friend and not your enemy.
Water is your friend.
Yeah. Right. You drink it, you bathe in it. So
True.
Yeah. Water is a huge portion of your life. So might as well understand it and use it to your advantage, not be scared of it. But we have a great program through Deep in Fitness to teach people how to swim. We taught like thousands, I don't even know how many thousands of people to be confident in the water, especially in the pool. It's so easy, right? Because there's always a bottom of the pool. Now, if we can make everybody touch the bottom a few times and know how to touch the bottom, everybody can kick off the bottom, right? And go any direction that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't go there and teach people how to, this is how you freestyle stroke. You start butterflying stroke. We don't do any of that. We just go in there, get people confident in the water. So water confidence is huge. And the ability to remain calm and hold your breath is also huge. Probably one of the biggest things, right? Because as soon as you stress out, just like we were talking about a little bit earlier, as soon as you stress out, your heart rate elevates. And then when your heart rate elevates, you start burning more oxygen. And then you also incite that mammalian dive reflex like everybody has when they go underwater, because we're mammals and we want air.
Oh, I see.
Reflex. And that's CO2 tolerance, how much CO2 you can handle. That urge to breathe all the time is that amount of CO2 that's built up in you. So really working on your CO2 tolerance. And that's why I like breath work and exercise with breath work so much, because it really allows you to push that limit so much further. So I try never to gasp for air, even like when I have to. Try to just control that breath and take nice full deep breaths in and out all the time. But yeah, so controlling that, your heart rate, and then really have like any situational awareness that most athletes have already, right? So like understanding in the playing field though is a little bit different because you don't have a ground, so people can come at you from on top of you, underneath you, left or right of you. So having a little bit more situational awareness would be key, and then have a little bit of athleticism for sure. Be able to swim fast, and be aggressive, right? Because you're grappling people, pushing people off. So that's it, man. If you have those things, be successful in the pool.
How long? Okay, so for someone who's like a super beginner, how long do you, in your experience, does it take for them to actually get ready to play the sport?
I would say like
With proper training.
3 weeks before they can be pretty confident in the water, and then maybe like 8 weeks before they can play the game, understand the game, and actually play and enjoy it. But everybody can play the game off the bat, but most people are just like treading water on top, you know. But yeah, like 8 weeks, man, it's not that much. And start enjoying the game and become pretty addictive. So we run like 8 week seasons. So like 8 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's like 8 weeks. And then we do like playoffs. We do some scrimmages throughout the season, and then we do a playoffs game. And then the top two teams go to like our Super Bowl. We call it the Aqua Bowl.
Aqua Bowl. All right. I love it. Aqua Bowl.
Yeah, and we just started streaming it last year, so you can watch it on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram Live and everything. So
like underwater stream?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, we kind of built
cool.
Yeah, we kind of built the technology. Well, we had this company called Dive and See, and they it's just like this old Russian guy that builds all these camera housings for like NASA, for all these.
There's
like,
always an old Russian guy that's involved in these things.
Yeah. Anyway, he's crushing it though.
That's good.
Cases for us for our GoPros, our Sony cameras, and all that stuff. So we run wires to a laptop and we stream it.
Dude, that's sick. You run it on Twitch too and all that? And
we haven't on Twitch yet, but definitely that's going to be the next step to get on Twitch as well. It's just the biggest thing is the internet connection. If we put more,
that's what I'm saying,
more bandwidth, right? So we're trying to limit to what most of our viewers use right now, which is YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for right now. But if we can get some satellite like the news channels have with that.
Dude, I mean, so you mentioned earlier you had a connection with like two people from the Olympic Games
committee.
Yeah, committee. Okay, so is your plan that far? Like you want to make this like Olympic wide? Like you want this to make this? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the ultimate goal. Yeah. So we're planning to get into. We were trying to get into Paris as like a spectator sport. I mean, as like a trial sport. So just let us do something in there so people would know what it is.
Oh, they let you do that?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and then in 2028, when it's in LA, that's when we're like hoping for that it'll be the first time actually played and competing in.
Oh yeah, it's in LA in like what 2020?
2028.
2028.
Yeah, so next one's in Paris. Or Tokyo's in next year because it got delayed, and then Paris, and then LA.
Dude, that's exciting.
That'd be sick. Yeah, I mean that's the goal. You gotta shoot high, aim high, miss high, right?
Hey, would you be? So you would be what the UTL commissioner? Is that what your thing's gonna be?
I have no idea, dude. I have no idea where this is gonna take me, but
we're having draft day, and you're signing people from polo teams.
I don't even know, dude. But I'm just going full in into it, and I'll see where it takes me. But I'm having a great time. It's a lot of struggles, but a lot of learning, a lot of failing.
That's how it is, man.
Yeah, I love it.
Something great.
I'm so good at taking failure and no's now. Like, like, oh man, okay, just rub it off. What did I learn from it? Move on. Let's go. But
dude,
I was just like, man, this sucks, dude. At the very beginning, it was like, dude, this sucks so bad, dude. Like putting like so many hours of work into it and like just to get a no, but
what was the suck? Like what was some of the struggles you were having? Like that was kind of like, oh, come on, man. Come on, dude.
Raising money, dude. Like,
oh yeah.
In the beginning, we put a lot of our own money into it, like a lot of our own money into it. But business, especially now, it's like, man, do we have money to do cool projects or to kind of pursue this? So you need money. You need to ask people for money. Fundraising is a huge portion. And when they see like something so crazy and so new, at first people are like, oh, that's super eye-catching. So everybody wants to hear more. And at first we're like, oh, you want to hear more? This guy's interested, you know, funny. Like it's going down. Really, this guy just wants to be like, oh, that's really cool. That's a great
nice.
concept, but I don't know if it's gonna go that far, so I don't want to put my money in it, you know. But we're gonna ride it out, see what it is. But before too, we were like exploring and chasing a lot of different projects and stuff like that. But now we're at the point where like, slow it down. All right, let's do a little bit more research. Let's figure out if this is worth it. All right, we have a budget now. You know, we're budgeting.
Oh, budget, yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, can we spend it here, or maybe spend a little bit here, or maybe pursue something else? So we're just getting better at everything. And I'm going through school right now, so I literally just graduated my bachelor's program in May. I was going to the business program at Chapman, and every day I was learning something. I was applying it to the business.
Oh, that's how you do it, bro.
Yeah, so that's why I'm doing the MBA program, because I didn't want to stop. I was like, man, I'm learning a lot of things I don't have to mess up on the business, wasting time and money. So I was like, oh, put it into the school, get a degree out of it, and then we'll see where it goes. Yeah.
Dude, so did you make this like a final project too for your MBA, or
I made it for a project at my bachelor's program, but I'm definitely going to use it. So my business partner Prime went to the same exact program I'm going through now.
Oh, done deal.
He went through it when we just started it. So all the professors were like, oh, I can't wait to hear about this and see where it's gone and how far it's gone. And USC is like a crazy alumni, like, and super supportive network. So everybody was like, oh, how can I help you? That's how we got the Olympic committee. I mean, so much people from USC. That's what I was like, I'm gotta go to USC.
You gotta
like,
leverage that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, you'll find people here too in San Jose.
No, everywhere. For
no,
sure.
for like shit, man.
The network is huge. As long as you get to know good people and the relationship is mutual, you're gonna crush it.
Is this a co-ed sport, or is it female division, male division?
It's co-ed.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's awesome.
We even have some challenge athletes play with us.
No, that's good.
Yeah. So some of our friends that were in the military that unfortunately like paraplegic or lost their legs or something like that, they still get in, throw down with us.
So they're one-on-one. They can do it.
They're in it.
Oh,
yeah,
so
for sure.
good.
I mean, it depends on the level of disability, of course, but
but still,
whenever they can play, they're in it and they play, and you know, really gives them an outlet to focus on something else. So it's awesome.
And you've developed now like these strength programs for the sport, I'm assuming, to help people kind of get more conditioned and.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely have. We probably, like 8 online programs now, kind of catering to the crowd that we've been training. So like some for surfers, some for MMA fighters, to really kind of supplement their training programs. Not really, because we know that we're never going to be like the sole workout program. Not everybody has access to a pool every day. Not everybody wants to get in the pool every day. You know, so we're here to supplement. We're here to train people and really give them a different perspective on fitness and how to really control their mindset first, and then apply that to everything else.
So that's really the mindset you guys talk about, mindset and breath. Now, coming from myself too, who would from an individual who may want to bring this to their city, what would they have to go through?
Sure. So number one thing would be, hey, tell us that you want us to come there. Right? Like, hey. And then if you're really interested in kind of doing it, then we definitely need your help to kind of find a pool, help us find a pool, right? Because we're not on the ground. It's like we've tried like the cold calls, so many different pools, like, hey, my name is Don and I want to play this sport in your pool. They're like, what? You want to do what?
What is this?
Yeah. And then never send them a video. Don't send them a video. Don't do that. Don't think it's all cool and you could send them videos. You know, like the risk manager at any facility is going like, nah, dude, that's too much, man.
They're like, oh, hell no. Like,
oh, yeah. So it's better to have someone in whatever city or the place that we're trying to go kind of build that relationship first. Like, hey, I'm interested in training here. Really training in water confidence. See where we can take this. And then from there, okay, cool. We'll come there. We'll try to set a demo, and then we'll run an instructor training program there. Or you can come out to Southern California, become a certified instructor with our program. Really, we focus on safety, pool coordination, lifeguard coordination, understanding CPR, AED,
nice.
And then understanding the breath work and then the process. So we have a training principle called FREE, which stands for focus, relaxation, economy of motion, and efficient breathing. So really understanding those processes and how you apply those to not just the workouts, but kind of every day. We like to kind of incorporate everything into like real world and the fitness side of it. And then, and then once you're a tier one, you have to be a tier one and kind of practicing it for a little bit, not really using the name, but practicing the principles, kind of get mentored by one of us. And then you become a tier two. And that one, the program is really focused on programming, understanding your athletes' capabilities and their limitations, of course, and then scaling it just like a CrossFit kind of model, scaling to, hey, how can I scale this to a professional athlete that wants to do something here? Or how can I scale it to someone that's not very comfortable in the water? And then still have them learn all the benefits of the program. And then from there, you can license out the name. So we're structuring it similar to the CrossFit affiliate model. We had some mentors from CrossFit kind of help us out. So they pay an annual licensing fee, and then you start the program there. So you don't profit share, you don't do anything. You kind of start and run your own program. But the difference is you fall under our insurance still. So that way, all the instructors have to follow the safety procedures to be insured. That's a huge thing because inherently it's a little riskier than doing a CrossFit box, right? We have a lot of people swimming underwater, a lot of people that, don't know their limitations yet. That's the biggest thing. If you know your limitations, you're going to be fine in the water for sure. But if you don't know your limitations yet, and you really try to push it, and we've never had an incident yet, thank God, so far. But it's because we practice so much safety procedures. We have we tell the lifeguards what we're doing. We have an in-water safety, and then we have an instructor on the deck to make sure that everyone looks around. So it's a little bit more tedious, but it provides a really safe environment for people to really push boundaries and take it to the next level for sure. But yeah, so that's the program. If you're interested, hit us up and we'll get it set up. A chance, yeah. So the model is kind of built like where you have one class a week with like 20 participants. You're going to make around like 10 to 14 grand a year on top of your thing. So it's a profitable plan or business model for everybody, which is pretty cool.
I like that. It's like once a week, but with 20 people.
Yeah.
So you're running. Oh, okay. That's actually really good. It's solid, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, it's good. I mean, people that's another thing. For me, I'm always looking for other ways to just train. For me, like strength training is an art. It's always different forms of it. And yeah, to add something of the water element. Oh, dude, that's like a game changer. Because a lot of people now, especially when they're struggling with like depression, stress, and anxiety, and when you're keying in on those things, like just breath, bro.
Breath, just breathe.
Breath. It's like, nah, man, what's the next best pill? I need to get high or something. Which is fine. But like breath is so available to us, and we just don't even think about harnessing that ability.
Yeah.
Which is really good. And are there youth? Is this sport now open to youth, or is that kind of along the way?
It's along the way. Right now, we allow the youth athletes to come with their parents. So if their parents are there and they sign away,
okay.
We train them. So we do have a lot of people that are under 18 training. Of course, you have to be able to pass the screener still. So we run a quick screener for everybody that shows up at the pool. And if you can't pass the screener, we'll work with you until you can pass the screener before you can do any workout with like the whole group. And it's just a 10-minute water tread. So be able to stay calm on your own and be able to maintain on your own. And then we do a 25-meter underwater swim. So pretty much one side of the pool to the other, and then a 25 meters carrying a 10-pound brick outside of the water. So keep it out of the water. And then the last one is we'll throw your goggles or your mask in the deep end of the pool, and then you'll pick it up with your mouth. And
wow.
Yeah.
What's considered deep end? How many feet is that?
We like to
5 feet?
Or 13 to 15 feet.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too deep. Yeah.
But you.
Even there, there's still
like to you, it's not deep. No, but it's good. I like how you have a screening process. It's not like, yeah, just try it out, man. Yeah, you can hold your breath. Yeah. So where do you? Oh, we're gonna have all the links. Just send me the links that you wanted to share with our listeners, so they can, if they want to learn more about it.
Yeah.
And now, do you have like merch already to go for this thing or no? That's not even a thing
We
yet.
had merch, we had some T-shirts and stuff like that, but unfortunately during COVID, our fulfillment center went out of business.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we're finding a new one right now. Hopefully soon. Should be up in like 2 weeks. We found one. We just got to make sure they're doing everything we want, and then we'll start printing some T-shirts and stuff like that.
Okay. So if someone's listening right now and they want to get and they want to start working on this, like say some guys listening, they're like, oh, I need to work on my water confidence. Like, what can they do now? Like, just the average Joe.
Yeah, get to the pool and just start swimming on your own. Just regular swimming will get you some confidence, and then you could tread water on your own. Practice treading water. If you want to go under for a little bit, see how long you can hold your breath. Start learning how to control your breath on your own first before you come to the pool. And anybody could do that. You could do that anywhere. You could hold your breath in the bathtub, I guess.
In the shower in your face.
Well, I mean, we always make it joke, but like we always tell, like, hey, if you don't have access to a pool, just hold your breath in the shower. You'll make some gains, because
But it's true. It's like
yeah.
shit, it's the most available thing. Yeah. Dude, that's good. Anything else you'd want to share with that? Anything else with your fitness program, Deep in Fitness, Underwater Torpedo League? Is it UTL or UWTL? It's UTL, right?
UTL, yeah, UTL, and then DF or DEF or Deep in Fitness. Yeah. No, that's it, man. You asked some great questions. So that was an amazing conversation. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate your time. If you guys are listening, if you want to venture into an awesome sport that is in the early stages of developing, that will one day be an Olympic sport, I put money on that. Check it out. The links are going to be in the show notes, everyone. This is Don Tran. What was it? Marine Raider. Asian Rambo. I put on my notes. Asian Rambo.
Aquaman. Heart, man. I've got everyone saying that now.
You're like, damn it, Bart.
There's so many other cool Asian
What's your preferred nickname? What's your preferred nickname?
I just like Don, man. Just
Don.
Yeah.
Don. Okay. Don. Don Tran, aka Don. All right. Thank you for coming on the show, guys, and thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things. Review us on iTunes, please. Follow us on Spotify or whatever thing you're listening to. And I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye. And cut.
Bye.
Hey, man, that was a good episode.